Episode number 122 with Joe LaPinta. Welcome to the Heads Up Poker Podcast. This is Steve Barton, and thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your reviews. Thank you for your tweets. Thank you for your emails. And thank you, Joe, for coming on the show.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to be here.
Good deal, good deal. So, Mikey, you're you're out in Vegas right now, right?
I'm lost, Stevie. Come find me. You'd think I could know my way to how to find the wind, but, yeah, I'll find it eventually.
Right on. And where are you at, Joe? You're still out on the East Coast, right? You haven't made the move yet?
No, I'm still sitting about 10 minutes outside of AC.
Good deal.
What's the move, Steve? Is Joe planning on going to Delaware for the first time in his life for an afternoon?
Far from it. Far from it. But I'm excited about this one because you're moving out to Thailand, right, Joe?
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome.
In about a month and a half.
Can we pause for a second and applaud me for that professional segue?
That was very good, Mike. Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, very well done.
So what prompted this? Was it my constant praising on the podcast of Thailand, or you just had enough of Trump and you said, "F it, I'm going to Thailand"? Or?
It was actually my roommate who owns the house got engaged, and he basically gave us a deadline for when we have to be out of the house by. And so it was kind of like a forced move. So we were all thinking of like where we wanted to go, and I was like, why not go somewhere international and play online?
Right on.
And we started looking. Yeah.
Are you going alone, or are you going with friends, or?
Oh yeah, it's me and the other two guys that I live with that don't own the house.
Okay.
That we live in.
Okay. And where in Thailand are you going to go?
We're staying in Phuket. I actually have a link for the place that we're staying at. Everything over there is just like insanely cheap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try
Phuket. Phuket.
Yep. I think they pronounce it like Phuket.
That was my high school rapper name. I think that somebody stole it from me. I didn't realize I had appropriated it from a Thai city there. In all joking aside, though, this is the coolest thing about being a poker player, right?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much exactly what I was thinking. I was like, man, I've been a poker player for like 4 years, and I've never been outside of New Jersey. Like, what am I doing? I went to Vegas one summer, like that's it. So I was like, oh, let's go for an adventure.
Oh my God! Okay, I'm looking at your link that you just sent me, and I'm going to try to paint a picture here for the listeners. And I basically see a house that's got a pool. It looks like the house is made entirely of windows, and it looks like you got a bunch of little pads out there to sit down Indian style. This is pretty badass, dude. What's this going to run the three of you for a month?
Per month, it's like 1,400 and change.
Nice.
Oh my God.
It's incredible.
Wow. So you can pretty much grind 25 NL and easily cover the rent, right?
Yeah, I've heard stories of people who live in like some of the cheaper cities like Chiang Mai who are able to live on like $1,000 a month.
Wow, that's incredible.
For us, like we're paying like $800 a month a piece, so we're saving like almost half of our rent money.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Wow, that is cool. And so, Mike, you're literally in Vegas, walking to the wind right now, right?
Yeah, I'm out here, man. It's too bad the World Series didn't come like 2 months early. I mean, just in terms of temperature, like 75 degrees now, probably. I mean, I'm sure it's like 60 degrees last night with a nice little breeze. And that's the one thing that kind of drives people nuts. I mean, I don't mind because I love the poker so much, but how hot it is out here in the summer is absurd.
Yeah. What, you're going to play a tournament at the Wynn?
I'm going there to tell a woman I love her, Steve. We'll see how this goes. Poor woman. The poor woman. This is like some lady going out to walk her dog at Nagasaki or Hiroshima. She thinks it's just another day. You know what I mean? She's not looking up. She doesn't know what's coming. No, I'm kidding. The wind has got it's better rake. And there's a 40K at the Venetian. I was going to go there, but I'm like, no, I just like the win more. So,
yeah. What's the buy-in to the win?
I think it's like a $250 buy-in, 25K guarantee. A small tournament, but
yes, I played that one many times. Yeah.
Play a couple of small ones. Try to sharpen my my poker chops here. But let's get back to poker with Joe here, Steve. For goodness sake, here.
Okay, all right.
Now, Joe, you can pretty much play. You're going to be playing Poker Stars now, I assume, right? Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah, I'm probably going to be playing mostly party poker. I think that's what I've been told is like the better alternative for rakeback and softness of games. It sounds like Stars is kind of, I don't know. They're making a lot of pretty bad changes for grinders, it seems.
Okay. Now, obviously, you got a bunch of poker friends who can probably maybe give you an idea of your profitability on these sites. Is your expectations going to be similar to what you have now, or are you nervous at all that the games are going to be a lot tougher?
It'll probably be tougher, but I've talked to my coach about it, and he's told me that given what he sees out of the games that I'm playing in now, he says it probably won't be that much different. Okay. If I'm playing on party poker. So I don't know. I'll probably play a little bit smaller. Over here, I'm playing up to 500 NL. Right. I certainly won't be playing 500 NL on Stars, but
gotcha.
Probably play 200 and a little bit of 100 maybe.
Okay.
The other thing is obviously your choices for tournaments on the New Jersey sites aren't really probably too great. But now, of course,
they're terrible.
Sunday. Are you going to be playing the Sunday Million? You think most weeks?
Oh, sure. Absolutely, every single week. I am so excited to play tournaments. I haven't been excited to play a tournament in forever, and I'm going to play the Sunday Million every week. I am going to play. It's just we're going to have opportunities to play the biggest tournaments in New Jersey every single day, probably. Biggest tournaments over here are 50Ks.
Yeah,
50K guarantees.
No, you could probably fill your screen with $2,000 in buy-ins every day without batting an eye. Yeah. Sure. So
yeah, I'm pretty pumped to play some tournaments.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's what I like. On the American sites, by my little imprecise calculations, it's just it's like if there was just 30 or 40% more volume, I think there'd be enough where my expectation would be a living wage. But right now, there's not enough of it,
Yeah. Right on. That's cool.
So when is the departure date, Joe?
I'm leaving June 5th.
Are you sticking around for the guy's wedding, or are you guys all giving him the mofungu and getting out of there? Thanks, buddy. Good luck. No, I'm kidding.
No, we actually have a bunch of friends' weddings, so we're going to be kind of going back and forth. We got some weddings in the summer and in the fall, so we'll be bouncing around. But we're just so pumped up. We just keep watching all these tourism videos on YouTube for Thailand. It's just can't get enough of it.
Well, those are made by the Thai Tourist Board. It's usually it's a bunch. They don't show you videos of seedy American tourists like Steve trying to pick up fat teenage girls. They leave the seedy side. I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's
so,
awesome.
Are you going to immerse yourself in the? People know English everywhere right now. It's you don't have to really. I can at least learn a few expressions just to.
Yeah, it's really English friendly. So
okay.
I don't think we're gonna have too much of an issue.
No, you'll be able to speak English pretty much everywhere.
Okay.
Are you watching the water show right now, Mikey?
Yeah, I'm walking by it. Yeah, is that what this is? You can hear all the ambient noise.
Oh, I can't wait to get out there. Are you going out for the WSOP, Joe, at all, or no?
We're leaving right when it gets started.
Okay. I thought it started the end of May, but I could be wrong.
Well, yeah, maybe like a week later, but
Yeah. Okay.
we'll
Cool.
be busy packing up and everything, so probably won't be able to head out there.
So are you going to be probably just kicking by the house and relaxing and drinking margaritas, or are you going to be hustling around doing some ecotourism and stuff? Do they have a lot of that? Mountain climbing? I don't know. I don't even know. Rafting? I don't know Thailand at all.
Yeah, I'm like really big into like snorkeling and stuff, so I kind of want to maybe get certified for scuba diving and do that a bit.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I think like so. What our plan is right now is like we're going down for a week just to check the place out, make sure that the internet is fast enough, and assuming that we like this place, we'll probably end up staying there. And for that first week, we're just going to do all the tourist things. We're just going to travel around and do a lot of fun stuff and not really worry about poker too much, and then buckle down once we move somewhere more permanent.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, Phuket is a really neat city. I've been there a couple of times, and it you're right by the beach, and it's got amazing snorkeling, and you can do a lot of spearfishing there. And so I don't know if you're into that or not, but you'll be able to.
I mean, I've never done it before, but that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Why am I picturing some sort of like sexy calendar, like the men of fuck it with Joe with a big spear, Joe on the beach with a big spear in his hand, stepping into the ocean.
I got a lot of working out to do before I can get up something like that.
I'm just saying, in case the poker doesn't work out, I'm always thinking of like these, other income sources. So yeah, I can executive produce that project, Steve.
I'll keep that in mind. I might.
Don't worry about what we got. We got Photoshop. We'll give you a Barton-esque sleekness to your body too.
That sounds good.
Oh, that's awesome. So what spurred this trip to Vegas, Mike? I know you called me last night about 9 o'clock or something, and you said you and Alex were on the road, and you're going. How long are you going to be out there? A couple days, a week? Or?
Yeah, coming back on Monday morning, and it's pretty pointless. Although like the room I got is like $87 for 3 nights. You know what I mean? And so it's not going to. Although I did manage to blow through $800 last night. Alex wanted to go to. Alex is he's a PLO whiz, so he's always looking for a chance to do that. So he wanted to go to LA last night. I'm like, I can't sit in the LA traffic, man. If you want to drive to Vegas, that's fine. It didn't really make any sense, but I'd rather drive 5 hours to Vegas than spend 10 minutes freaking in Irvine, with a bunch of people slamming their horns on each other, So.
Oh yeah.
Alas, here we are.
Right on. Cool. Good deal. Yeah, LA traffic is horrible. It's probably some of the worst traffic in the world. Oh God, just even just the stupid red turn arrows. Like you can't decide if there's not people coming at you and it's safe to turn left. It's just ridiculous. They could speed up the traffic by probably 20% by just eliminating those things and putting like a flashing yellow arrow, so you don't have to sit at the light for 30 minutes. I hate traffic. Do not envy my wife that has to drive down there all the time.
Do you? Let's go back to poker here, of course. Joe, can I talk a little bit about that one time I Skyped with you? Watching play a little bit. Sure. I don't know if that's. There's nothing unethical going there. Steve, I don't know if I told you this. I asked Joe, and I'm like, maybe it'd be nice if I could do online cash. I'm like, well, what does it look like? What does competent online cash player look like? So I watched a session with Joe. He's very generous. And this, again, would be one of those poker's fucking ridiculously hard moments because, Joe just puts a lot of work into it, I guess, is the cut to it. Not that that's a surprise, but the amount of effort he gets a coach in studying the database, and, he's obviously totally emotionally, mentally ready to play poker. The amount of effort it does into all that, not even to be like someone who's making, $600,000 a year, it's pretty large. This is not a news flash that people listen to but that was one of those moments where I was like, good God, this guy has worked really hard in his game,
How many tables do you throw up at one time, Joe?
I play between like 6 and 10 tables, depending on how I'm feeling and what stakes I'm playing.
Wow.
If I'm playing bigger, I'll probably, play fewer tables, but when I'm playing like 200, I'll throw up like 8 to 10.
That's impressive. I played 6 for the first time in probably half a year. I played 6 tables the other night, and it was like I remember one point I was playing and I was like, I'm really thirsty and I'd like to take a drink of water, but I just couldn't for several minutes because there was too much action going on. I can't even imagine 10. That's nuts.
I think like one of the important things, so like for me, I came from like a live poker background. So one of the most important things for me playing multi-tabling online was to just make as many of my decisions automatic as I could. So like, building pretty specific pre-flop ranges is like really important. It lets you make your decisions really quickly. And the more decisions you can make kind of automatic, the easier it becomes to multi-tabling.
I mean, yeah, you said you were really trying to break it down in a scientific way, where at this point with 6 max, you know your exact hand from each position, your exact 3-betting range, right? I mean, kind of.
Yeah,
you're trying to take, like you said, you're just trying to make everything automatic.
Yeah, definitely. It makes it a lot easier. You can, spend your mental energy on the really tough decisions.
I guess that was the sort of the long-winded point I was making before, though. It's like, Joe, 10 years ago, you would have been probably one of the best 5 poker players in the world. This isn't really.
I don't know about that, but
well, you know what I'm saying. Like, if I step back into 2004, I would be one of the best 20 tournament poker players in the world. I think. You know what I mean? I would just be doing stuff they didn't know. Like, there wasn't cash game guys who had it down to such a mathematical precision of, is this a profitable open? Is this a profitable 3-bet from every position? And you can actually answer to that. So I don't know, just watching online, I'm like, Jesus, this is just too much work. To get that was funny, Steve. Of course, that night, I don't know if Joe remembers, it was like 2 or 3. It was pretty late. It was like, I don't know what time it was. It was like midnight my time. And I was talking loud. I was getting excited. You're talking to Joe LaPinta. You talk loud, you get excited, And the guy who rents the room next to me comes over and starts banging on the door. Can you quiet down in there? It's like Steve owns 3.5 homes, and I have a fucking shitty little room where I can't raise my volume and my voice.
I think I remember my roommates coming back a little bit tipsy too at the end of that call. So it was interesting.
So I ran out and I'm like, yeah, I'm talking to Joe LaPinta. Damn it! He's like, whoa. He was very sorry. He was very sorry at that point. Yeah. He must listen to the podcast. I don't know. So is there? How about live poker out there? Is there any? Just for fun, if you want to go to, are there any little exotic casinos?
Gambling is illegal in Thailand.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually illegal. I mean, I don't think they really have a good enough idea of like what goes on online to like worry too much about that. But I'm told to be very careful about who you tell that you play poker online to.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Never mind the swimsuit spearing catalog. There, we don't want Joe. We don't want that out there for when he's in the big house.
Right, right.
We don't want the other inmates looking at that and
Gotta keep a low profile.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Aren't they really draconian when it comes to like drugs too? Is that like you got to be like literally like? Is that the country where like a couple Australian tourists were like actually executed for bringing heroin out of the country or something?
I think that might be the Philippines. Philippines are like crazy. They're just like killing people in the streets over people who are either doing drugs or selling them. But it is illegal in Thailand. Okay. But I think like you can probably get away with it just like with some giving some money to the cops.
Okay.
I definitely wouldn't want to push it too far. I don't want to end up in Thai prison.
You don't want a live poker bankroll there either. I'm sure people will sniff that out. You want to be just a couple. You want to just be a couple American kids having fun for a few months, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they've got some interesting laws there. Like there's signs posted everywhere. No urinating on the sidewalk or whatever. So apparently it's a problem. People pissing in the street. But a lot of the solution there is, the cops don't make too much money, so you can kind of get out of it by, throwing them $50.
Hashtag first world perspectives.
Yes.
I mean, how does the family think about this? Is Mrs. LaPinta already looking at the calendar, deciding when she's going to come visit her boy, or what?
I don't think my parents have any plans to visit me in Thailand, but my brother is really excited.
Okay, that's cool.
He's already checking out flights.
Cool.
What does your brother do for a living? I know your sister's is she a chef? I think I see pictures sometimes on Facebook of you with a.
Yeah, she bakes. She's like really, really talented. She bakes cakes. She was on like Cake Wars a few months ago, actually.
Really? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
That explains why occasionally Joe's diet hits the wall. You know what I mean? He has an egg white omelet for breakfast, and then for lunch he has the two giant cakes. You know what I mean? So yeah,
it's a tough life. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Not eat the cake?
No, of course not. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Your brother?
Oh, he's an engineer. He works for. I think he's contracted by like an oil refinery.
Wow. So your parents are happy. Your parents are happy. 2 of the 3 kids turned out okay, right?
Yeah, I'm the black sheep.
Yeah, okay.
I'm the oldest, and I'm the least responsible.
2 of the 3 turned out okay.
Well, my brother always, I always joke about that with him. It's pretty much, that's usually not that way. But my family, it's the firstborn. The firstborn son is usually very driven and directed. Yeah. It's usually the younger kids who go astray. But for me, I'm the fuck up, and brother sister. Yeah.
So. Do you know anyone out in Thailand right now, Joe?
My coach lives in Koh Lanta, which is like an island, maybe like 100 miles or so from Phuket.
Okay.
So we might plan. I'm not sure if he's going to be around when I get there, but we might plan some sort of get together.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't know anybody else out there.
I know one guy. I've had him on the podcast once or twice. I can't remember. Ben Hales. Do you know him?
No, I don't.
Okay. He lives in Bangkok, but he's lived there for over a decade, married to a Thai girl. And I can throw you his info if you're curious, if you want to get a little perspective before you go out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I will. I'll throw you his details. I'll let him know you're going to call. But
the Thai women. What the Thai women like Americans? I assume, right?
Yes.
Our politics are unpopular everywhere, but
Right. I think you got to be really careful. I think they really like American money. Is right. What I'm hearing.
I think you're right. I think they like American money more than they like Americans. But you'll be very popular out there with the ladies. That's for sure. No doubt about that.
I'm picturing Steve stumbling out of a whorehouse with a dagger stuck in his belly. Like, oh God, it was worth it.
Yes.
I don't know, man.
Where did you go?
I went to Bangkok, and then I went out to spend a lot of time in Koh Samui, Koh Tao, Koh Phangan. I got my dive cert out in Koh Tao.
Nice.
The beaches are the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen in my life. I'm taking my wife and I are going out there in March, and I'm going to show her because eventually, when we retire, we're going to have one of our houses will be on the beach somewhere tropical. And every year, my buddy and I, we go travel and we try to pick the best beach in whatever country we're going to. And I always compare it to the beaches in Thailand, and I've yet in a decade been able to find a better one. And it's just, especially during the summer, you'll be swimming in 60 feet of water, and you can see all the way to the bottom like it's right in front of your face. It's unbelievable. I mean, they've got, you can go spearfishing, and there's octopus, and we swam with bull sharks. It's just unbelievable. It is really, really cool.
I'm guessing that's not at the top of Joe's to-do list to swim with the bull sharks, probably, but
I mean, maybe in like a cage of some kind. I'm not gonna be swimming next to those things.
Well, you kind of have to. You can kind of judge when they're. You can kind of think of it like I've talked to a shark trainer for lack of a better term, but basically what they kind of have like a mode where they're just chilling, and then they have a mode where they're in hunting mode, and you can.
Well,
recognize...
Steve, when you're swimming next to the shark that is no longer chilling suddenly. Is that really how useful is that information really? The sharkologist. Oh yeah, when he looks at you, then that's bad news. He's probably hurt.
Well, you can tell by their body language when they have their fins kind of out straight to the side and they look more like an upside down T, then they're just chilling. When they kind of go down into a point, and like if you were to take a peace sign and take out the bottom stick, they look more like triangular, they start swimming faster, and then they'll start circling you, and that's the danger zone and time to get out. But it's usually a pretty gradual transition, and you can recognize when it's happening, and at that point you don't want to turn your back on them.
You know, I really was excited to go scuba diving, and now I think I'm just going to stick to watching Planet Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Stick to the Discovery Channel.
I mean, I like Steve is just so casual about this. I was talking to some guy who knows about sharks, so Steve's like, "Oh, there's a bull shark jumping in."
Yeah,
looking through his goggles.
Oh, this will
solve everything. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know, man. It's
you're gonna have a blast, dude. You're gonna have a blast. When my wife and I go out there in March, maybe we'll swing by.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be fun. Phuket's a beautiful place. You can go out to Railay. Have you seen pictures of Railay?
No. Where's that?
Oh my God! Well, it's pretty. It's near Lake Krabi, and it's unbelievable. Great. Joe's now
lying under a sofa covered by a blanket. You got him so traumatized with the shark bite. he's not online looking at Thai beaches, Steve. Look what you've done to him.
I know. I was so excited to go swimming, and now I'm terrified. That was the reason that we picked Phuket, though, is we wanted to be like near the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you probably couldn't have picked a much better one. I'm jealous, man. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
3 dudes living in Thailand.
You might not want to come back to Jersey. We'll be curious to see how this goes.
I know. I was talking to some friends, and I was like, yeah, it's not a big deal. I'll be back in like 4 months. And then I was like, well, maybe if this goes well, like maybe I'll just stay out there.
Yeah.
Right.
Start traveling internationally, become one of those poker players.
Now, every 90 days, you got to leave the country and then come back in to get your passport stamped, right?
Yeah, it's like there's like a bunch of different, I guess, lengths of time that you can stay out there for. But yeah, it's like the longest is 3 months, and you just have to leave and then come back. So I don't know. We'll probably fly somewhere nearby and spend a couple of days there and then fly back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that Ben will be able to give you a heads up about all that. But yeah, that's cool, man. I'm excited for you.
I'm sure Joe has done his homework, Steve. He's not like me. I would just be like grabbing a trash bag and stuffing some clean underwear and showing up at the airport. Somebody's like, "Where's your passport?" I'm like, what's that? Is that a new invention? I talked to my friend Steve, who talked to a guy in a bar who knows a guy about sharks, who said he's been to Thailand and you just get on a plane. That would be the level of my preparation.
Yeah, my friends are forcing that role upon me. They're like, "Oh, what have you learned, Joe?" I'm like, "I don't know. You have the internet. Like, why can't you do some research?"
Yeah.
I'm sitting here scouring 2+2 for trying to figure out how to get visa extensions and stuff. And my friends are just like, "All right, well, let us know when you figure it out."
they got good threads on that, huh? That's pretty good.
Yeah, they do actually. They have a great thread.
That's cool. Well, I got a couple of strategy hands if you guys are in.
Sure.
Okay.
In Steve, I would fight a bull shark for the pleasure of talking with you.
All right. This strategy hand is brought to you by Tournament Poker Edge. You play tournaments, join the TPE community. Learn from, talk to, and interact with the pros you hear all the time on this podcast. Watch videos from Mark Alioto, Derek Tenbush, Andrew Brokus, and you can even get some free training videos. You can watch that. There's a link in the show notes. Andrew Brokus has almost 200 videos out. He's got them on hand reading, bluffing, evaluating bluffs, constructing ranges, continuation bets, playing the big blind, value betting. It's all there at tournamentpokeredge.com. Go through the free videos. Check them out. You enter your email, and then you have access to all the free videos, and there are a lot of them. When you join the community, you'll get access to almost 2,000 videos, all about tournaments. And each week, they roll out more. The forum is awesome because you can post a hand that you played and get feedback from the community and from the pros. You can message anyone on the site, and when you do join, use the code HUP month, HUP quarter, or HUP year. Save yourself some cash. Join the club. Study and learn with other people that are just like us. This will be the best thing you've ever done for your tournament game. I guarantee it. Okay. This hand is from an ACR $33 buy-in. We're pretty early on in the tournament, and we're in the cutoff with King-Queen offsuit. We've got 81 big blinds. Blind levels are 30-60. And it folds to us, and we 3x it. So we make it 180 here from the cutoff. And the button calls the, we're in the hijack. The cutoff calls, button folds, and the small blind 3-bets to 450. The big blind folds, and now it's back on us. So, again, to recap, we're in the hijack. We make it 3x 180. The cutoff calls 180. The button folds. Small blind 3-bets to 450. Big blind folds, and now it's back on us. Some things to note. The cutoff after 48 hands, he's a 9-2. And the small blind, he's an unknown. We've only got 12 hands on him.
Jesus, Steve, you should look at that. All the tits here. Oh, I'm sorry. What was that? We're talking about strategy. I never know what to do. I'd be curious what Joe's first instinct is when he sees such small sizing, especially out of position. Like I was going to say, just dump it if someone raises at this point. But wait, he goes 180 to 450. I mean, like a normal raise there should be like to 800, right? I mean, what would you, if you had jacks, what would you be raising from his spot?
Yeah. I mean, it definitely.
So I'm just curious. That's the first thing to discuss there. I don't know. Steve, feel like I'm seeing that a lot online recently, Steve.
Yeah, I am too, and that's one of the reasons I brought this up.
I think just flat. Just see it. I mean, you're not closing the action, but I don't think you're going to get raised by the cutoff very often.
Yeah, my first instinct was to flat just because of how small it was. I think versus like a normal size 3-bet, I'm probably just folding. And then I was thinking, like, what about maybe 4-betting? I mean, it sucks because we don't really have any information on this guy, but King Queen offsuit, I mean, it doesn't play very well in a 3-bet pot, but it does have really good blockers to 4-bet. Yeah, I think I just lean towards calling just because it's so small.
Okay. When I was reviewing this, I thought to myself, this might be a good 4-bet spot. And like for the reasons you mentioned, Joe, because you got 2 blockers. It's not suited, so it doesn't play super well post-flop. And when you do hit top pair, you're never really certain that you're good. I guess you're never certain, but you don't feel as comfortable. So I kind of brought this up as more of like I felt like this was either kind of a fold or a 4-bet. I guess it's okay to flat here just because he made it so small, but Is there an argument for 4-betting here, or do you think it's just a flat?
Yeah, I think I like it. I like it. I mean, especially, just trying to construct this guy's range. I mean, you never know. I mean, even aces, doesn't he raise more? I don't know. I mean, I guess not. Maybe he's balanced. It could just be someone pressing buttons. You know what I mean? Who's not even thinking about sizing. Just press whatever the half pot button is, and that's the number that came up. But you think he'd be trying to protect his big hands?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to read too much into the sizing. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody had aces in the spot.
Right. Okay.
But I also wouldn't be surprised if somebody has like 2 9s or ace jack.
Right. Or 6 jack. It is fucking online poker, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't hate 4-betting. It's so small that like it makes me like flatting a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think you can go either way. I don't think it's like.
I don't like folding. I mean, I just don't fold enough as it is. But like I said, the price you're getting. I mean, what is it? It's $270 into a pot of like $1,200 now or something.
Let's see. The pot now is $870, and what's $450 minus $180? Yeah, $270 to call.
$270, and okay, well, 3-1 on your odds, but yeah, yeah. I like calling.
Okay.
What'd you do, Stevie? You folded?
I ended up folding. Yeah, maybe I read too much into the stats of the guy behind me. A 9-2. I mean, it's less than 50 hands, but yeah, when I was reviewing this, I kind of brought it up for the question of 4-betting. So, in your guys' opinion, would it go flat, then 4-bet, then fold, or would it go flat, fold, then 4-bet, or?
I think you can make an argument for all. I don't think the fold is horrible by any means, but
no, I don't think so either. I think I probably. I think given that this guy's an unknown, and we can probably make some assumptions that, you know, generally speaking, in like a $33 tournament, play isn't going to be like amazing. We can probably flat first and then 4-bet.
Okay.
I don't know. I tend to think that people are going to be a little bit too transparent on later streets, and we could probably make good decisions. Even on king high and queen high boards, so.
Okay, yeah, I end up dumping it, but
Steve, you got another hand you fucked up?
I do actually. Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, this one is I've got pocket aces, and we are UTG +1, 7-handed. We've got 47 big blinds. Ace of hearts, ace of diamonds. Under the gun folds. It's on us. We 3x it to 600. So blind levels are.
Okay.
What's that?
I was going to ask which tournament this is. Did you already say that?
Same one.
Same one. Okay.
Okay, so this is just later on in the tournament. It's 100, 200 blinds. We make it 3x. We've got a stack of 9,300, 47 bigs. We make it 600, and it folds around to the cutoff, who 3-bets to 1235. So he basically clicks it back, and then it folds around to us. The cutoff is we've got 95 hands on him. He's a 38, 24, 12.9.
Well, he definitely has a bluffing range. He's not. Yeah. He's not value only.
Yeah. That would argue for flatting there, right?
Yeah, I think I kind of like flatting.
Okay. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, flatting or 4-betting small, keeping him in the hand. I guess I don't know.
Okay.
Give him a price for yes appeal.
He's got us covered by quite a bit. He's got 118 big blinds. I went for the flat. I figured that, with numbers 38, 24, 12.9, I think he's just got so much crap in there. I went for the flat.
Yeah, SPRs are pretty low too, right? They're like maybe just over 3.
The what are?
SPR?
Let's see. We've got, when I flat, there's 2,900 in the pot. I've got 8K behind. So yeah, we've got an SPR of less than 3.
Oh, less than 3. Okay.
I was just going to say if he has a lot of chips and he's aggressive, he might he might not fold to a 4-bet. I don't know. You know, it increases your when Joe asked about the stack to pot ratio, you can almost raise and he'll call and get it to 1-to-1. You know, but yeah, I like flatting.
Okay. Yeah, if we were to 4-bet here, what would you guys make it? He made it 12.35. Would you make it like 26 or something, or?
Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
Okay. All right.
I just think it looks so transparent though when you 4-bet here, because
regardless of the size, yeah.
So like, I don't know if unless he's just a maniac and he's just gonna like never fold. I just think that any 4-bet is gonna look just so strong, and given that your SPR is as low as it is, you're gonna get the money in anyway. So I feel like you just like want to keep all those bluffs in there.
Okay. I thought the same. I went for the flat, and the flop comes down. So we've got pocket aces, ace of diamonds, ace of hearts, and the flop comes out king of spades, queen of diamonds, 3 of hearts. So rainbow flop. And looking at his flop C-bet and turn C-bet, it's 64% and then 50% on the turn. Again, it's only 95 hands, so not a giant sample here. But what are you guys thinking here? Check or bet into 2,900?
I'm definitely thinking check.
Check, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yo también. Okay, we check, and then he checks behind, so he doesn't see bet here. The turn is the 3 of spades. So the board now is king of spades, queen of diamonds, 3 of hearts, 3 of spades. So a backdoor flush is coming in. We do not have the ace of spades. We've got 8,100, pot is 2,900. You guys thinking check again or bet or?
This is interesting. I think I like betting. I don't think if somebody's going to bluff, generally they're going to start on the flop. So I don't really think that we gain that much from checking again to him. If he has a hand like Queen X, he's probably just going to check back again and try to get it to showdown. So I think I like to start betting here.
Okay. What do you think, Mikey?
Yeah, that sounds about right. But like you say, this is like one of those situations where you're just, you're just hoping to get 1 bet out of him. I think us betting is probably, and for some reason, if he's got a small pair, he probably does call 1 bet, and he's never going to bet it. I don't think so.
Yeah. I was kind of happy to see the 3 just in case he checked behind king queen or whatever. Now we just counterfeited him, and I was kind of thinking, like you were saying, Joe, that he's probably checking back a queen here if he's got if he 3-bet with some queen jack or something like that. He'll call a bet, but he won't. He's not going to bet it, and we may get a call here from pocket 10s, pocket 9s, pocket 8s, something like that. He might put us on some kind of flush draw or something. So I bet into 2,900. What's your guys' sizing?
Probably like
11.50. Yeah.
Over on that small.
Yeah. I mean, I think we want to get called here, right? No.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Whatever his 3-bet sizing pro split pre was it 1260?
1235. You make it around there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe half of 60% makes more sense here. If you were trying to bluff here, if he's in bluff catcher mode here with his whatever, then if you were bluffing, you probably would bet a little bigger, try to force him to fold. So yeah, that makes sense. 50% makes more sense, I guess.
Okay. I went slightly under half. So into 2,900, I went 1333. Villain calls. So now we got a pot of 5,600. And at this point, what are you guys putting him on here when he calls? Is it still kind of the same thing, like a lot of queens? He's probably betting a king on the flop, right? Or unless it's ace king, maybe he's checking that behind.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him if he has like some like random king X that he used as a bluff. He might check that back if he is trying to do something like that. Like, I mean, there's not like a ton of value in betting like king 5 on the flop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I definitely check back top pair there a fair amount for balancing purposes.
Yeah.
So I don't. We can't take kings out of his range, but yeah, I think more often than not he's betting them. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Do we give him like pocket nines or something, some middle pair? Would that make sense? Or
yeah, maybe like jacks, tens.
I was thinking like eights through jacks, maybe like ace 10, ace jack. I would think he's dumping like 7s, 6s, 5s, and 4s. Jack 10 would make sense there. Although he's probably betting that on the flop.
Yeah. So he calls on the turn. Did you already say that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, he calls on the turn. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much is left in
calling
stacks
range?
on the river?
What's that?
How much is left in stacks on the river?
Okay, so the pot now is 5,600, and we have 6,700.
Okay.
So we got a little bit more to pot. Yeah, that might be a little better too, because like if you guys are saying to go a little bit more than half pot, then that would set up more of a pot size shove on the river.
On the river, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so pot is 5,600. We have 6,700, and the river is the 10 of spades. So the final board here is king of spades, queen of diamonds, 10 of spades, 3 of spades, 3 of hearts. So the backdoor flush came in, and now it's on us. What are you guys thinking here?
Can you bet fold here is the question. If you bet, you fold to a shove. My answer is no, but I'm just curious what you think about that. I think you got to bet, though. I think you definitely could get called by worse hands.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely betting as well. I'm probably betting around half pot. I think it's big enough that I kind of think you can bet fold. I think if you bet half pot here, he should see it as like you don't have a folding range.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So it's going to be like real. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's going to be really hard for him to show up with a bluff if you bet half pot and he shoves for like a little bit more than a min raise.
Pretty much, unless for some reason he just is betting king queen and like there's still value in me betting here because I don't know. That's yeah. I mean, he pretty much should never be bluffing there when he shoves over your bet.
Yeah.
But you have to bet. You have to bet. This is a spot. I think Steve is keener on this. Where a lot of times I'm kind of afraid in these spots. I'm like, well, so I don't have to make that bet, call, or fold decision. I'm just going to check to him.
Right.
Like you lose a lot of value when you do that, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's not going to bet like ace queen here. He like if he somehow has like ace king, he might not even. Well, no, he probably bets ace king. But yeah, if he has like ace queen or queen jack or something like that, he's not going to bet it. He might check some weak kings. So you definitely have to bet.
Okay. I was thinking. I thought he might have like. Well, pocket tens, we're losing to that now. But like the jacks, 9s, and 8s, he might turn into a bluff here if we check to him, but maybe a weak king he turns into a bluff. But those, now that I think about it, you guys mentioned it, he's just checking those behind, and because he's got so much showdown value, huh?
Yeah, and I think like the thing here is like your range is pretty strong in this board. Like you opened from early and you called the 3-bet. You can still have like, you know, pocket queens. You can have king queen suited. You can have ace jack suited. I mean, you can have a lot of nutted combos. So it's not like he has like this like, you know, your range is not that strong, so I'm gonna turn a weak, pair hand into a bluff.
Okay.
It's not so easy for him to do that.
Okay. So you guys are doing a bet fold, like into 5,600. You're betting, you know, half pot there, like 27.
Yeah. I think I like that.
Well, I know that's what you're supposed to do, but I'm going to probably bet call and then yell that poker's unfair and wonder how I can't make a living playing this game. So that's. But yeah, you gotta find a fold there.
Okay.
So what'd you do, Stevie?
I end up checking. I thought that I think in the moment I was thinking he's going to turn some of those hands into a bluff and then I could snap him off. But I check. He bets a little under half pot. He bets he bets half pot. Oh, wait. Do I suck at math here? Yeah, I do. He bets 2,300 into 56, and I call. And he's got ace jack, so he rivered he didn't river the nuts, but he rivered the straight. And that's where I was wondering, maybe that was a bet fold.
I think Joe's right though. He's checking back ace king and ace queen a lot there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and I don't know how often he's bluffing.
Yeah. Okay. And things like King 10, Queen 10 for two pair there. He's definitely calling a half pot bet.
Yeah.
I think he has to. But, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe.
Right.
Quickly, if I would ask Joe quickly about, I guess the slow play with the aces. Is this something? I mean, I know in like 300, 400 big blinds cash, you're never doing that because you really want to start building that pot quick.
Right.
But like you're usually online, you're like 100 big blind poker, right?
Yeah.
Is there for balancing purposes or whatever? Are you sometimes flatting aces there, or is it almost always like a 4-bet in cash games?
Given those positions, it's probably okay. It's a tough question to answer because given the sizing, I'm never gonna flat. Okay. I'm not gonna flat him in 3-bet, but if he makes it like a normal 3-bet size, I might flat if I'm like under the gun.
Okay.
Just because like I don't really have much of a 4-bet range once I open from under the gun, so I might keep some aces in there just for balance.
Right.
Okay.
This is something my slow learning curve that your big hands you just cannot slow play at all in cash games. Just start pumping it up right away and just hope somebody makes a mistake or they have something. Because you're getting, that's how you're making a living playing cash is that those 3 times a week you stack someone or whatever.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of funny. Like I've been working a little bit with some guys who like are transitioning from live to online, and I think like oftentimes people get caught up when they come from like a live poker background because when you pick up aces, it's like that's your one opportunity. That might be your only opportunity in a session to win a big pot, and they feel as if if their opponents fold, like they've made a mistake. And if they didn't get stacks in, they made some sort of a mistake. Whereas like in online, you're getting a lot of these opportunities because you're playing so many more hands. So you just have to play them in the best way that you can, and just kind of hope that your opponents show up with something. But you can't really slow play just to make sure that you give people an opportunity to maybe put money in where they wouldn't otherwise.
Okay. Huh. So what are you balancing that with then? If Mike, if you're always playing your aces like that, are you balancing that with like 8-7 suited or something, or like small pairs, or?
Well, that's what Alex coaching me is like. You've paid a lot for this crazy reputation here by dumping money for 2.5 years at this place. So in my specific game, exploitively, like I don't really need to balance because I've so many times I've slammed on the gas pedal with marginal hands that I shouldn't be worrying that. But yeah, that's at a higher level of my poker anyway, Steve, to talk about. But yeah, I would be I would be for betting some 9-8 suited there against an active player. Yeah, some of the regs.
Okay.
I'll go to war. I'll go to war with some of those hands sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the reason that I like the flat is just in this spot in particular is just because, like, I think our range becomes way too strong when we 4-bet, and we can get the money in very easily, but even when we flat, so there doesn't seem to be that much of an advantage to 4-betting over just calling.
Right. So if they both had 120 bigs, you like the flat less?
Yeah, then I would definitely be 4-betting.
Okay. Right on. Cool.
Well, Stevie, I got a tournament to play here. I hope
yes,
to
you
not
do.
cutting
It starts
out
in
early
a few minutes here.
I'm hungover. I think I'm going to go back and go to sleep. Nah, we'll sit down and hopefully play good poker here.
Oh, you can do it. Have you had breakfast?
But no, I can order at the table, man. This is, Well, Joe, I hope you don't mind if I might have to Skype you one night and watch you play the Sunday Million. The envy will be tearing through me as you get to play that tournament. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they've got a great Thai salad at the table there, Mike. If you order up, and you got your win card, right? Your Players Club card.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, if you give them that, at least every time I do, they give me one for free. So.
Well, Joe, we don't have to wish you good luck out there, Joe. You've just got the poker world by the balls here. You know what you're doing. So,
yeah.
Just stay away from. Don't be like Barton. Stay away from bull sharks and hookers, and everything will be fine. You know?
I am not going to stick a toe in the water now. It just ruined my entire trip.
I don't know.
I'm glad I could have such a positive effect.
I don't know. I'm having a flashback, Steve, to the one day you were just talking, flippantly, casually about, my God, I almost crashed my plane yesterday. Can't wait to fly tomorrow. I don't know, that your grandma didn't hold your hand over the stove and teach you some important, tough rules about life, Steve, when you were a kid, apparently.
Right on. Well, good luck,
okay,
Mikey.
Hey, homies. Thank you.
We will we'll have you back on, Joe, once you're out there and settled. I'm really anxious to hear about it. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm really excited to get out there.
Good deal.
See you, boys.
All right, gentlemen, have a good one.
All right, you too.
Bye. Well, that was cool. Sorry about the background noise, but Mike was wandering around in Vegas, and I guess we shouldn't be surprised. Got a couple of reviews here. One from Greg. He says, if you love poker, listen to this terrific podcast. Great discussions, guests, hand history discussions, strategy, etc. They can also be funny. Glad I discovered this terrific podcast. Helped improve my poker game. Now I just win tournaments. Good for cash game players too. Thank you, Greg. Greg contacted me a bit ago about doing some Amazon coaching. You guys, regular listeners, know that I used to sell stuff on Amazon. And if you want some coaching in that, you can hit me up, headsuppokerpodcast@gmail.com. I also got a message on Twitter from Dan. He says, hey, Steve, just wanted to say thank you. 9 months ago, you talked about selling on Amazon. I looked into it and started reselling items. At this time, I am over $50K in sales and about $15K in profit. Not bad for 10 hours a week. This is all because of you. Thank you. I would say it's all because of you, Dan. You're the one that putting in the work. I just kind of pointed you in the right direction and threw you some resources that might help. So if anyone wants any coaching on that, you guys can hit me up. Last year, I sold $40K in items. It was like $39,900 something. And after we figured all the taxes and everything, we made about $15K in profit. So if you're interested in that, hit me up. I can point you in the right direction, show you, what resources to use, point you out to some other guys that have done the same thing. I can show you exactly what it was that I did, going to auction houses and then bidding on items and then reselling them, and how to post all that stuff on Amazon. So if you guys are into that, let me know. Elliot Roe, yes, do not play a hand of poker unless you listen to that man's voice first. Meditation tapes just before you play. Get in the right mindset so that you can focus on poker. Listen to an MP3 before you play. You put it on your phone, you can put it on your computer, you can put it on your tablet. He has MP3s for everything. Relaxing the Poker Mind, Hypnosis for Life Value Pack, Mindset Booster. He has the Simple Volume System. Maybe you're not playing as much as you know you should. Try it out for free. There's no obligation. Listen to his 7-minute Tilt-Buster. You put it right on your phone and you listen to it before you play. This is a gift that's free from me to you. You have to have a warm-up routine for everything. Think about when you wake up in the morning. You get your cup of coffee, you do the same thing every morning before you go to work, right? Well, you need to have a routine before you start playing poker. And what better way to do that than to listen to a meditation tape about the type of game that you're about to play. You need a warm-up routine before you start to wager large sums of money for small little edges. Okay? This is the next step in poker. The Mindset Advantage by Elliot Roe. Use the code HUPOKER and you'll score yourself a discount when you get his MP3s. Kick back a little bit to the podcast. It's a win-win. Okay? You'll find the link in the show notes. Use the code HUPOKER. One more review. We've got one from Fritz Dog. Hey guys, great job on the podcast. I've been listening to a few other poker podcasts for the last 3 years, and somehow I just came across yours. Happy to have found it. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Fritz. I appreciate that. Very cool. 5-star review. If you guys want to get a hold of Joe for some cash game or tournament coaching, you can get a hold of him at joe.lapinta@gmail.com, or you can hit him up on Skype, Joe.LaPinta. He's looking for students, and maybe you can catch the view at his new pad in Thailand. That is going to be cool. I'm super excited to have him back on and once he gets settled out there. So thank you for tuning in, and here is your weekly motivational speech.
Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. That you don't have to go through life being a victim. And even though you face disappointments, you have to know within yourself that I can do this. Even if no one else sees it for me, I must see it for myself.
This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it. Period.
No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it.
I want to represent an idea. I want to represent possibilities.
And some of you right now, you want to be, you want to go to the next level. I want to counsel, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a doctor. Listen to me. You can't get to that level. You can't get to the level economically where you want to be until you start investing in your mind. You're not reading books. I'm challenging y'all to go to conferences. I dare you to invest time. I dare you to be alone. I dare you to spend an hour getting to know yourself. When you become who you are, when you become the person that you were created to be, designed to be who you were designed to be, when you become an individual, what you do is you take yourself and you start separating yourself from other people. I challenge you to get to a place where people don't like you, it don't even bother you no more. Why? Because you're not concerned with trying to make them happy, because you're trying to blow up. You're trying to get to the next level. I need you to invest in your mind. Invest in your mind. If you still talk about your dream, if you still talk about your goal, but you have not done anything, just take the first step.
That you can make your parents proud, you can make your school proud, you can touch millions of people's lives, and the world will never be the same again because you came this way. Don't let nobody steal your dream. After we face a rejection and a no, or we have a meeting and no one shows up, or somebody say, you can count on me, and they don't come through. What if we have that kind of attitude? The car's repossessed. Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day